Good evening, YouTube. This is your boy, the Dashboard. Uh, I know it's a Wednesday, and I don't usually stream on a Wednesday, but I kind of forgot yesterday was Tuesday. Anyway, I just completely forgot that was going to do a stream yesterday. So today's stream is going to be what yesterday's stream would have been. Basically, a recap of the two car shows I went to over the past weekend, and just a few automotive topics here and there, and anything else I feel like talking about. So I'm going to run a slideshow in the background of the cars that were at the two car shows and talk about some of the highlights of them, you know, as they come up on the slideshow because there were there were a lot of cars at these car shows. In fact, I will say I went to the Jacksonville Mustang Club one on Saturday. Completely, just one of those. Oh, hey, there's a Mustang show. Let me go check it out, see how it is. And I went, and it was actually, kind of better than I expected because it wasn't advertised very well, and it had been rescheduled from its original slot in March because it got rained out. But anyway, so here's the slideshow coming up. I didn't enter this show. I just sort of went out and rode around, took pictures, and looked at the cars, kind of thing. So on my channel, there's a dash cam video of the event, but it's just from like the parking lot where people are passing by. So there's not much. But yeah, they had all kind of Mustangs at this show. It was actually a Mustang and Ford show, so they had other kinds of Fords at the show besides just Mustangs, but it was primarily Mustangs. So they had all years, all kinds of colors, all body styles, all that kind of stuff. Except they did not have any of the Mach E's, the new electric Mustang that everybody hates. Well, that Mustang purists hate on. So that was a blessing. Didn't have to look at them things. So, but yeah, a lot of older Mustangs at this show. Of course, the thing that got me about this show is there was primarily older Mustangs and then newer Mustangs. There wasn't any like in between Mustangs. Oh, this was an oddball. An Explorer Sport Track Cobra, quote unquote Cobra. Somebody had a fetish for chrome doodads on that one. It was only a 4.6 V8 sport track. It was just a normal sport track that had been customized, is all we'll put it. There weren't very many Fox body or New Edge Mustangs at this show. Or what's the one between the Fox and the New Edge? I forget what it's called, but there weren't very many of those at all. I mean, it was, like I said, new and old. There wasn't really any in between. Oh, there's a New Edge. There was one or two, but not very many. Maybe it's because they didn't survive very well. I have a New Edge. That's why I look for New Edge. But yeah, I think there was two or maybe three Fox bodies at the whole thing. And that's a shame, too, because they made a ton of those cars. Oh, this one had some neat graphics on it. Skulls and zombified skulls and all that kind of stuff. I've seen this car before, but I don't remember where I've seen it. I don't see it very often, so. But yeah, the graphics on it were pretty neat. Yeah, there's an old Fairlane 500. This car had a neat fender badge. It was sort of a stylized coyote head. Of course, this one had the graphics on the side that was the coyote. I don't remember what this one was, but it was a Ford. So, but yeah, there weren't very many cars at this show that weren't Mustangs. So, oh, this one had a neat airbrushed effect on the hood and on the side. You can't really see it on the side because of the glare. You can see it a little bit in this picture, but not very well. Guacamole Girl was there. I really like this truck here, this Ford. Well, obviously it's a Ford, but I like that blue one. I thought the stripes on this one were neat. They're maroon. You don't see maroon stripes. Oh, and this was the only Thunderbird at the show. I kind of, I was talking to the guy, and it was kind of odd that it was the only one. Yeah, there's the Wile E Coyote there. I saw that at a show recently. There's the Comet. It was a neat little car. Must have been a booger to get into because it was small. And this one was a supercharged 4.6. I liked the airbrush on the uh, underside of the hood, the whatever that thing's called. There was some neat detail stuff on some of these cars. I like these prop rods that people are getting and using because they're metalwork and they have to be cut out. Now on to Sunday, we went to the Yulee Cars and Coffee. I do that every month, so wasn't a big thing. But man, we had a lot of cars this week. We filled up 5 or 6 rows at this parking lot, which we only usually fill up 3 or 4. So we're getting bigger. But of course, it had the usual suspects: of Corvettes, Camaros, Mustangs. There were a couple of oddities this week, though. Um, we're starting to get some Volkswagens that want to start coming out, which is cool. They're not your normal run of the mill Volkswagens. We had 2 Buick Grand Nationals out this week, but there's one a Volkswagen bus that's going to be in the pictures here shortly. It was it was interesting. It was neat. Not my cup of tea, but it was different. Of course, something we haven't had out at that show very much is a Mercury Marauder. You can kind of see it in this picture. There it is, the full one. You don't see those very much because it's just a Crown Vic, so people usually just strip the badges off and make it a Crown Vic instead of making it a Mercury. But I think it's neat when they actually leave it as a Mercury because I mean you don't see them. You just don't see them much. And here's the Corvette. I mean the Camaro row. Had Maserati. We had a Nissan 370, 350, whatever it is now. This Camaro or Corvette was neat because the black was kind of dappled, or it looked like carbon fiber, or chunks of carbon fiber. Had a Viper. Yeah, I think we had such a good turnout this week because a lot of the folks that came out to Kingsland Cars and Coffee came down for the Yulee Cars and Coffee. Yeah, we don't have many Subarus show up at these, so maybe I don't know. I don't know why. Because we take all kinds at this Cars and Coffee. We don't discriminate. Which I like that about this this group. They if it's a cool car, it's a cool car. We don't care what it is. Like these Volkswagens, they're kind of custom up to the whatever the people had in mind. They're just neat to me. I mean, I like that orange one in the background. I don't know if I got a really good picture of it, but it's got a lot of detail work, a lot of metal cutout work on it, which makes it really neat. There's the diesel bug. That thing sounds fun. Of course, we had some food trucks out this week. We had an ice cream truck, a gelato or icy or frozen treats, whatever, and a taco truck. There's the Volkswagen bus that was kind of neat. It even had a trailer attached to it. There's another picture of it here in a few minutes, or here shortly. We even welcome motorcycles. I mean, we don't care what it is. If you want to come out and look and show off what you got, we don't care. We're just celebrating the car culture at these events. The graphics on this one was kind of different. This little car here looked different. Looked kind of fun. Guy said it was kind of fun to drive, and when the boost kicked in, it was kind of scary because it was so light. There's a full picture of the Volkswagen bus and its trailer. Yeah, once it showed up, I got to it before it got crowded. But once it got settled in, it there was a crowd around it all the time. You couldn't get close to it. This Beamer caught my attention because the wheels match the paint. or almost matched the paint. That Cadillac was a corn-fed drag car, so it was kind of neat. Anyway, that's all from the car shows for the weekend. Um, I know in one of my last videos I was trying to talk about some automotive topics, and the stream kind of cut off on me. So I'm gonna try to cover those real quick. There's two that I think I missed. Yeah, this one got me. It was they were talking about the Tesla superchargers, and they've opened them up to non-Tesla cars, and they've Tesla superchargers, and they only charge to between 60 and 80% of what they're supposed to. So the batteries charge to 60 or 80%, not otherwise. But I don't know what they expected. I mean, they're charging non-Tesla vehicles, so of course they're not going to charge like a Tesla because the battery capacities are different and they're different, made different and everything. So it's not really a big surprise to me that they don't charge as well. So I mean, I don't know what people were expecting. So since I can't get that article to move, I'll move on to the other one. Now I know I started talking about this one. It's a load splitter attachment for your half ton or quarter ton truck, and